Alright, my name's Chris Manuel. I'm here with another video lesson. Today I'd like to talk about incorporating major triads, the arpeggios, into your playing. I thought today a good application would be to put them in a blues progression, show how to practice them. I prefer to learn them in one position, and I thought the position I would start with would be the one that corresponds to most people's favorite position to play in, most guitar players. The one that uses the pentatonic scale we all know, or the blues scale. And I also have a video on the major scale in this position, and that's kind of what I'll be referring to the most. So let's go over the arpeggios for the three types of chords that we will have in a blues. So we have the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. In case you don't know about the 1, 4, and 5 chord, you know, the 1 chord is the chord that is built on the root of the key that you're in. So today I thought we'd do B flat. So the 1 chord would be the B flat chord. And so the first arpeggio will be B flat. The 4 chord, you'd count up the B flat major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, there's a video on that, practicing the major scale, and that can review this major scale if you haven't learned it already. But you count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is an E flat. So your 4 chord would be an E flat chord. So that's B flat, C, D, E flat. And then the 3rd chord is the 5 chord, or the last chord in this case is the 5 chord. So if you count up to the 5th note of the scale and build a chord on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's F. And so your 5 chord is F in this case. And so I want to go over the shapes of these arpeggios. I think most people should stick with the triad first, and the triad is the 3 notes that make the major chord. I think I'd like to do another video extending these to 7th chords. So for B flat, we're going to, these triads have the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note of the scale. So we've already counted up to 4 and 5, 1, 2, 3. Here's our 3rd. And so we're going to have the 1st, 3rd, 5th. And here I like to use my 3rd finger. Perhaps because you'll eventually end up in this F shape. So 1st, 3rd, 5th. And I'll use my 3rd finger and I kind of roll it. This is just how I prefer to do it. To catch the root again, so 1, 3, 5, 1. This is a B flat on the 4th string, 8th fret. And then we're going to proceed up the F shape here. So root, 3, 5, 1. And we can come back down. 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. Okay, so I'll play that again one more time. Okay, so that's for what we'll do for the 1 chord. And so that way we don't have to jump all over the place, and we can play smooth connected lines using the same major scale pattern, or you can incorporate this into your blues scale. It just will give it more of a Mixolydian sound, because rather than that flat 3 sound, you'll have a major 3 sound. So the 4 chord in the same position would be, we would start on 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th note of our home key, which is B flat. So this is the E flat chord. It's based on this shape. So I believe I touched on these shapes in a video on the cage system, and you know, I would appreciate it if you are unfamiliar with that, if you check that video out as well. So this is based on the A shape of bar chords here. So we have this A shaped bar chord, or A shaped chord that we turn into a bar chord. If we raise it up to here, we have the E flat chord. And so we're going to do 1, 3, and 5, the major arpeggio, starting on E flat. 1, 3, 5, and then the next E flat, the next one is here. 1, 3, 5. Now this one is 3rd string, 8th fret. This is 2nd string, 8th fret. This is the 5 of the chord, and this is on the 6th fret, 1st string. So now to go below, if I want to add an additional string, I can play this 5th here, the 5 of the E flat chord. Remember, the 1st and 6th string are the same pitch, so anything we can play on the 1st string, we can play on the 6th string. Okay, last but not least, we have the 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll start on F. We'll do the 1st, 3rd, and 5th of the F scale, I guess. But this is how we build the F chord. 1, 3, 5, 1. And this, if you want to think back to the caged chord shapes, this is using the C shape. So we'll start on the root, 3, 5. This note is C on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Here's another F. A, this is the 3rd and a 5th, so we can get both of these notes. So if we can play these 2 notes on this string, we can play them on the 6th string as well. Okay, so those are the 3 shapes we're going to do. And so I thought I'd give you 2 exercises to try. The first, I think it's easiest if you learn and memorize all these arpeggios, that you start on the root each time. I like to play them through a progression. In this case, I figured I'd start with the blues and play them in 8th notes, so it's nice and easy to count a full measure, and just do 8 8th notes. I'm going to use rather than a metronome, I'm going to use this drum app. And so every time a new chord comes around in the blues progression, we'll go back to that root. And I'll try to put a chord progression diagram up here for you to follow along. So let's give this a shot. Once I'm pretty comfortable with that, and I'm not saying that you would play a solo like this, but this does give you great knowledge of where all the most important chord tones are. Also, if you start to incorporate this next exercise, I think it helps with the voice leading in your solos. So once you're comfortable starting on the root and following through the chord progression, which for some people that may take a lot of time, but I think that it's time well spent. This next one is a little bit more applicable, but I don't know that you'd want to do a full solo like this. But this time, what I try to do is grab the closest when the chord changes, rather than go to the root and start over. I'll try to grab the nearest arpeggio chord tone, and whether it's ascending or descending, just start in that location. So that makes it a little bit more flowing and seamless. Sometimes this goes better than others, but let's give this a shot. Alright, I hope you find that helpful. If you put the time in, I think it definitely helps hear the important chord tones and know where they're located for when you play a solo. They may or may not be the sound that you're looking for when you play the blues, but it certainly adds some variety from the same old blues scale and blues licks that you hear all the time. Keep an eye out for the next video. I'm going to extend this concept to seventh chords, and you know, if you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, you can take the caged video concepts that I previously discussed and apply these arpeggios in 5 different positions. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.